In the 1960s, the Soviet Union had pioneered a revolution in naval warfare, the missile boat. These small, fast, and cheap vessels, armed with powerful anti-ship missiles, had changed the rules of the game. They were the original Mosquito fleet, designed to swarm and overwhelm a much larger and more expensive enemy. But this revolution had a critical, almost fatal flaw. These missile boats were just that, boats. They were small, with poor seakeeping, limited range, and almost no ability to defend themselves. This created a dangerous capability gap for the Soviet Navy. Their Mosquito fleet was a deadly threat in the calm, coastal waters of the Mediterranean or the Black Sea on a clear day. But in the rough, stormy, and unforgiving conditions of the Baltic Sea, the Sea of Japan, or the Barents Sea, Russia's most vital maritime frontiers, these small boats were almost useless. They could not operate for extended periods. Their sensors were ineffective in heavy seas, and they were hopelessly vulnerable to any form of air attack. The wasps could only sting close to the nest. This was a critical vulnerability. The powerful surface action groups of NATO could operate with a high degree of freedom. In Russia's own maritime backyard, they could threaten vital naval bases, hunt Soviet submarines leaving port, and project power onto the shores of the Soviet Union itself. The existing Soviet missile boats, for all their punch, could not effectively challenge them in these environments. They were a coastal nuisance, not a true sea control weapon. In a real conflict, this Mosquito fleet would have been swept from the sea in the opening hours by the superior seakeeping, sensors, and air defenses of Western warships. The Soviet Navy needed a new kind of coastal warrior. They needed a ship that combined the small size and overwhelming missile firepower of the Osa class with the endurance, seakeeping, and most importantly, the self-defense capability of a proper blue water warship. They didn't just need a bigger boat. They needed to invent a whole new category of vessel, the small missile ship. The solution was Project 1234 OVOD, or Gadfly, known to the West by its NATO reporting name, the Nanuchka Class. This new ship was a radical and audacious concept. It was designed to be the smallest, most affordable ship possible that could still be considered a true, self-contained, open-ocean warship. The Soviets classified it as a Mali Raketny Korabel, a small missile ship. The Nanuchka was a masterpiece of compressed lethality. First, the firepower. Her main armament was a battery of 6 massive P-120 Malachit missiles, known to NATO as the SSN-9 Siren. These were not the simple Styx missiles of her predecessors. They were larger, faster, more sophisticated, and carried a massive warhead capable of crippling or sinking a destroyer-sized vessel with a single hit. This was an unprecedented level of anti-ship firepower on a vessel displacing less than 1,000 tons. Second, the survivability. Unlike the missile boats, the Nanuchka was designed to fight back. She was the first ship of her size in the world to be equipped with a capable, integrated air defense system, the OSA-M, or SAN-4 Gecko. This retractable, pop-up launcher gave the Nanuchka a defensive bubble, an ability to engage and shoot down incoming aircraft and anti-ship missiles. This was revolutionary for such a small ship. This was backed up by a twin 57mm dual-purpose gun. Third, the seakeeping. She was built with a full seaworthy hull, designed not for calm waters, but for the brutal conditions of the north. She had the endurance to stay at sea for over a week hunting for her prey. The Nanuchka was not a boat. She was a pocket cruiser, a coastal brawler that packed the punch of a ship 3 times her size. The proof of the Nanuchka's success was immediate and overwhelming. Nearly 50 of these powerful pocket cruisers were built for the Soviet Navy and for key export clients like India, Algeria, and Libya. They became the absolute workhorses of the Soviet coastal fleets, the true successors to the aging missile boats. They were a constant, menacing presence. Their powerful radars and massive missile tubes a clear and present danger to any NATO warship operating in the littorals. But the ultimate proof of the Nanuchka's story would be written in the fire of real combat. In August 2008, during the Russo-Georgian War, the Nanuchka third-class corvette Mirage of the Russian Black Sea Fleet engaged a group of Georgian patrol boats. In what is claimed by Russia to be the only all-Russian naval surface engagement since World War II, the Mirage allegedly fired 2 Malachit missiles, sinking one of the Georgian vessels. While the details are debated, the event proved that even decades after she was designed, the Nanuchka was still a lethal and effective combatant in her intended environment. However, her story also includes a cautionary tale. In 1986, during the Gulf of Sidra incident, a Libyan Nanuchka Class corvette was engaged and sunk by U.S. Navy A-6 intruder aircraft, firing harpoon missiles and cluster bombs. This engagement proved the other side of the coin. While formidable, the Nanuchka was not invincible, and if caught in the open without adequate support, she was still vulnerable to the overwhelming air power of a U.S. carrier strike group. This was a lesson that would echo through Russian naval design for decades to come. The legacy of the Nanuchka class is one of profound influence. It was the ship that perfected the Soviet Mosquito Fleet doctrine, proving that a small, affordable ship could carry a strategic-level punch and still defend itself. It created a new category of warship that has been copied and emulated by navies all over the world. They were the ships that held the line in Russia's coastal zones for nearly 40 years. A constant, reliable, and surprisingly powerful presence. Even today, the few remaining heavily upgraded vessels continue to serve in the Russian Navy, a testament to the soundness of the original design. The lessons learned from the Nanuchka's successes and its failures directly influenced the design of the modern Russian corvettes that are her successors, from the Steregushchi to the Karakurt. The idea of a small, stealthy but heavily armed pocket battleship is the central theme of the modern Russian Navy, a theme that was first written by the Nanuchka. The Nanuchka class was more than a corvette. It was a statement of intent, a testament to a naval philosophy that valued the lethal sting of the gadfly over the brute force of the Titan. In the crowded, dangerous coastal waters of the Cold War, these small ships cast a very long and very dark shadow. They were the original pocket cruisers, the lethal workhorses of the Red Fleet. Share this video to explore the fascinating and influential story of the Nanuchka class. The small ships with a giant's punch that